to cheat, usually it comes from her background. If she grew up without a...
Okay, I'm usually very patient, and but this video actually really triggered me. I'm not actually the daughter of a single mother or anything like that, but I sympathize towards these children. I actually have a daughter, so I am a single mother. Now, that has nothing to do with this. Now, even if I was not a single mother, my stance would be the same, and it has been since I was a child. I've grown up and I've known people, okay, who have been children of single mothers, who have been daughters of single mothers, who've actually become very mature at a young age because they've seen what their father put their mother through, whether their father cheated on their mother. So they're like, well, I don't want to be a cheater because I know the pain that my mother went through, right? Regardless of the reason of why he left the mother or why the mother had to leave the father. Now, we can't say usually at all. Now, your experiences, okay, the cases that you've been dealing with are completely different to my experiences. Usually it's not even into the question. We can't, I think it's, the level of ignorance is actually astronomical, okay, to say usually. Now, I'm not going to go around and say, oh, usually this, usually that, or generalize a whole population because of the experiences I've personally come across, because I've also spoken to other women, spoken to other families, and the experiences they've come across. So no, we can't say this. And to say this is actually an attack on single mothers and the daughters of single mothers, and it's actually pushing an agenda forward, whether that's your intention or not, but putting the agenda forward where weak men will actually believe what you say, and they will not marry, they will not want to marry, and they will not marry daughters of single mothers because they're actually going to think what you're saying is the truth. They're actually going to think what you're saying is the truth, or just because you've experienced that or you've come across women like that, that doesn't mean the whole population is like this. So it's very dangerous what this lady is saying. Just because she comes from a healthy environment, it's okay for her to speak like this. But I wonder that if she came from an environment where she was brought up, she was a daughter of, a single mother, or maybe she is. And I'd be really surprised if she is. But if she spoke like this, there's a lack of empathy in this video. Now, some of the things that she says are okay in a few other videos that I've watched, but there's a lot I disagree with as well. And I've actually replied to this lady before in one of the comments where she was very patronizing towards a man who actually was a lovely guy, and he was the son of a single mother, and he left a comment, and I actually defended him, and her reply to him was very patronizing, and that's where I had to intervene. I didn't even know who this woman was, and this was recent, this was this year. But now I've been seeing a lot more of her videos pop up. So just because you're from a healthy environment, that gives you no right to actually indirectly attack single households and lessen their chances of moving on with a good guy. A lot of the times, daughters of single mothers, because they've seen a lot of trauma, and they've seen their parents argue or so on. Not all of them have. It depends on when the mother left. Now, they don't want that relationship moving forward. Now, I'm not saying, of course, women will cheat whether they come from a healthy environment or whether they come from, a broken family. But at the same time, there will be loyal women among both categories as well. You could also get women from a healthy environment, a stable environment, but whose dad is absent, or he's not in their life much. Okay, he's emotionally unavailable. So then, if your theory you're talking about their dad being absent in their life, there is a lot of healthy environments where the family unit is joined together, yet their father is emotionally unavailable or physically unavailable. Maybe he's working abroad and so on. Now, even from sister to sister, every sister is different. Okay, some may mirror the characteristics of their parents, and the other ones will be the opposite because they don't want to be like that. So, yeah, please don't push forward this. It's absolutely ridiculous. I won't stand for it, and I'm sure other people won't stand for it. And I dread to think the amount of hearts that you've hurt with this video and with other videos which are very offensive. There's some good that you say, and then there's just this element of arrogance, and I don't appreciate it because I am the mother of a daughter. I am a single mother. I don't appreciate it at all. Now, the mother is the school, so it also depends on the upbringing of the mother. Environment can play a factor, but if the mother is the best friend of the child, okay, and she teaches her good values, how to be a loyal woman, and all these things, and she sees her mother, that her mother is a loyal woman, okay, her mother just doesn't let any Tom, Dick and Harry into her home, and all these things. There's numerous factors to take into consideration. So, you know, I know we should respect everyone, and I'm trying to be as calm as possible because I was actually very angry after seeing this video. But yeah, I hope this lady changes her stance, and I hope she doesn't put content out there to offend the masses, because the reality is it's a huge problem nowadays. For there's many single mothers around, there's many single parents around, and it's a shame, because if this lady ended up being a single mother, okay, and no one wanted to marry her daughter because they thought this, that okay, her daughter's going to grow up and cheat on someone, I wonder how she'd feel. So always think before you post things. It's not about the following. I genuinely believe a high value woman would not lack empathy. A high value woman would have a high level of empathy, okay, and she would not generalize you know, single mother daughters, or say usually. No, it's not usually at all. It works both ways, whether the girl's brought up, you know, in a single mother household, or whether she's not, because I've seen both cases, and all my life I've been helping people in scenarios, you know, like all types of scenarios I've dealt with, so I know. So in my case, just because you've heard stories like that, that doesn't mean that I have, and I haven't. I've seen dysfunctional people, okay, in healthy environments, because they're some are spoiled brats, okay, and they want more, and they, you know, they take, oh yeah, I don't want this guy, I can just have the other guy, this, right? And then I've seen that in single mother households as well, but then I've also seen loyal women in single mother households. And in my personal opinion, I've actually seen more loyal women, more loyal daughters who have been brought up in a single mother household. But then again, I also believe that's heavily to do with the values that the woman teaches her daughter, because she's her mother and father, so she has to do double the work to teach her daughter good values. So let's please stop this nonsense. Thank you.